Night after Hurricane Ida.
Hurricane Ida.
Hurricane Ida.
Hurricane Ida.
Hurricane Ida.
A powerful storm that is going to wreak real havoc.
So I wasn't really planning on making this video, but I think it's kind of important to get the word out and kind of share an inside point of view from a Tulane student. So over the last week, I've been studying for my exam in medical school. We heard last week that a storm was brewing in the Gulf of Mexico, but I didn't really put much thought into it because, first of all, I was studying for exams, and in the last few years, we weren't really impacted by the hurricanes, other than flooding in the streets and losing power for a few days. Nothing really too serious. But as Ida approached, we kind of started to realize the gravity of the situation. It was a Category 3 at this point, and the waters in the Gulf were warmer than usual. So it was probably going to become a Category 4, and that was the same level that Hurricane Katrina was when it hit New Orleans back in '05. Alright, so I'm editing this video right now, and I forgot to mention that Hurricane Ida actually hit on the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, which is just crazy to think about, but yeah. So I spoke with friends and family and weighed out all the situations, and after thinking it through, we decided that it was best to evacuate by 5 a.m. the next morning. My brother and I got several sandbags and placed them all over the doors and packed our things and put all of our valuables on higher platforms. All right, so currently it is the night before we leave. We're actually gonna leave at around 5, or we're gonna wake up at 5, leave at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So yeah, we're just packing things up, getting all our valuables. It hasn't sunk in all the way yet that we're evacuating for this Category 4 hurricane. This is not how I expected to start my weekend after studying for many hours straight for an exam, but it is what it is, and we're gonna make the most of it, and yeah, hopefully document this journey. All right. And the next morning we headed out and were met by very heavy traffic. So it was only supposed to take about 4 hours to get out of Louisiana, but it ended up taking 12 hours because everyone was evacuating, and we had an additional 5 hours to get to University of Texas at Austin, which was our planned destination to seek refuge for just a little bit of time. And overall, it took about 17 hours to get to UT because, yeah, so many people were evacuating at the time. So we were so fortunate to get out of New Orleans before Hurricane Ida hits, but I kind of wanted to tell more of the story of what was happening on campus. I personally wasn't there, but I heard it was pretty scary. In the middle of campus is a huge crane because of construction, and we were told that it was able to sustain winds up to 140 miles per hour. But just to be safe, Tulane evacuated all of its students living in 3 of our dorms just in case it fell. And it turns out the winds were strong enough to even rotate the crane. Just like in previous years, Tulane handed out bags of full food, which ended up being pretty helpful. And many students had to sleep in the student union or dining hall or even the hallways of their dorms in order to stay away from the windows. So unfortunately, as the hurricane rolled in around 6 p.m. on Sunday, campus got pretty banged up. There was lots of flooding, trees fell down, broken windows, like all of New Orleans lost power, and apparently a large transmission tower fell into the Mississippi River, which knocked out power to a large proportion of the city. But relative to the rest of New Orleans, Tulane sustained just minimal damage. So other parts of New Orleans were hit much harder, and the hurricane ended up going all the way up to the north and impacting states up in the northeast, causing lots of flooding and wreaking havoc there as well. So overall, Tulane decided to cancel classes for 2 weeks and then continue with online classes for 4 weeks after, kind of give the city and the campus enough time to repair themselves and give students enough time to find a secure location. For the students who were not able to leave the city of New Orleans before Hurricane Ida, they've been evacuated to Houston via bus, where they'll be staying in the hotels for the time being. Obviously, this isn't an ideal situation, and I feel terrible for all the freshmen who came to Tulane, and this is how they start their college experience, but I guess this is the consequence of global warming. So in the description below, there's going to be a list of organizations that you can donate to, and yeah, I'm going to monetize this video and donate all of its proceeds to organizations that support the Hurricane Ida Relief Fund. If you can't donate yourself, then just share this video, kind of spread awareness. But yeah, as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.